Okay, honey, it started. I'm back and I'm waiting for it to come back on here. I'm back. So, since I forgot to screen record at the beginning, since people know that watch this, we're talking to her dad. I found out that he passed last week, and we found out he passed from cancer, lung cancer. So, I'm just establishing a new more connection. So, this will be on my YT. Mickey the Medium is my YT, so you can see it later. Okay, I'll post it on there later. Okay, sweetheart.
Okay.
Your mom now, is your mom alive?
Yes, she is.
Now, they were together, weren't they, when he passed? Still.
Um, they
Off and
they
on?
divorced. Yes, they divorced. But she was still in his life.
Yeah. You know, when I say that they're together, I don't mean married. I feel like they're still like a part of each other's lives or something.
Yes.
Listen,
Yes.
even though they got divorced, I want to tell you something. They had great love for each other and great respect. I don't know if you ever saw this or not. I feel like they were friends before they got married and got together. And I feel like when,
Yes.
after the divorce, they were still friends. It was, let me tell you something. It was a tough decision for them to decide because of you guys. Let me ask you, is there three of you children with your
Two.
parents?
Two of us.
Well, hold on a second. Do you know if your mother might have lost a child?
Yes, she did.
That was a boy. Did you know that it was a boy?
I did not.
Yes. Tell your mother it was a boy. Listen, if your mom wants to come to me and get a reading, tell her to come find me on TikTok. I also do privates as well for 100 for an hour, but that baby was a boy and he's here. Do you also have a sister?
I do not.
So you have a
But I think
brother.
my mom had two miscarriages, I want to say, before us.
Okay, I just heard boy and a girl. So that is so one was a boy, one was a girl. And so these babies are here with your mom. So it's just you and your brother then, yes?
Yeah.
Wait, wait, I just got goosebumps. You guys are there's babies that your mom lost. You guys came back to your mama, honey.
Oh my God.
Does that kind of explain your life? Let me ask you a question. Do you feel like you might have been more than one person in your lifetime? Like, do you feel like you were part of like you felt like a different person at times?
Yes.
That explains because you were the girl that she lost, sweetheart. You were the girl and your brother's the boy that she lost. So those two babies come back into you guys. I have such goosebumps. I hope you do too.
Yes, I do.
I love that. I love that. So the lost babies that she lost came back in you and your brother. So you guys kind of have a split personality soul, if that makes sense in both of you.
That's amazing.
So I feel some days you feel like you could be somebody else because you were, if that makes sense. You have like two souls inside of you. I know that's very strange to comprehend, but you do, sweetheart. You do. You have two souls inside of you, and your brother does too, because the boy baby come back in you. I mean, your brother, and the girl baby come back as you, in you.
Wow.
And
Wow.
so I just feel what a gift. Like the babies wanted to be so involved with your mom. They came back in each of you, honey. So your soul was like wandering around over there, like, I want to come back. I want to come back. So you were also born with this soul. I feel like the baby, when these souls do, I feel like these souls split until your time on earth is done and this soul comes back together, if that makes sense. That's kind of what I'm feeling for you, sweetheart. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, that's amazing. That's what I feel like your brother. Don't you think your brother has like a split personality too?
Yes, he definitely does.
So that's exactly why. That's exactly why. Because he came back in him and the girl baby came back on you. So tell your mother when you talk to her that, Mom, you're not going to believe what I found out today from this glorious psych. I'm just kidding.
You're amazing. I just have to
I'm
say
just
you're
kidding.
amazing.
I'm just kidding. Wait, did you just find me or something?
Yes, I just found you.
Dude, you were meant to come here today. I think your dad made you come see me. Were you just happened to scroll? And let me ask you something. Did you feel an immediate connection with me? Does that make sense to you?
Yes. I felt
Be-
comfort.
yeah, it's because your dad wanted you to come get this reading from me today because he knows how awesome I am. No, I'm just kidding. Listen, I'm only repeating what people tell about me. I have the least ego out of anybody on this platform. I have no ego at all. I'm just making fun of myself. And I'm lifting myself up, because we all if we can't lift ourselves up, who's going to lift us up, right?
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, that's amazing. So it's very strange. But because I'm able to talk to these miscarried babies, part of their soul stay behind and part of the soul is in you. So this is why, like, had your own soul, but these children came back into you and your brother. It's not a coincidence that she still had another boy and a girl, because those lost babies are a boy and a girl, sweetheart. So if your mom wants to watch this, darling, this will be on my YT. It's Mickey the Medium. My YT, the link is in my bio, sweetheart, if you can, so you can find it.
Okay, definitely. I'm gonna show her.
Yeah, for sure. That's amazing. You know, these lost babies are with you two, and I know that's a heavy responsibility. But you know what? Hey, Ashley. But you know what? It is what it is. Spirits, if they're meant to be with somebody, if they're lost, I just have a feeling. Now, let me ask you a question. Did she lose these children like one in a row, like one and another one before you guys,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
The reason she lost them is because it wasn't their time yet. She lost both the pregnancies so you guys could be born.
Wow. Wow. That's insane.
That's powerful. Is it powerful, isn't it? I think that's a very powerful sentiment, because it's not a coincidence you both were a boy and a girl, because she lost a boy and a girl, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Your dad is with, now, would these, since those two children she lost were also your father's, correct?
Yes.
Because he is with those two lost souls, and he says being reunited with these kids was amazing. They live over there together. They're happy. They're okay, I have to stop for a second. I heard something else. Who around you had a heart attack? I'm hearing about heart attack, sweetheart.
What is that?
Or heart problems or CHF or something.
My dad died of lung cancer, but he had heart issues.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Would he have CHF? Do you know? I just heard CHF.
I'm not sure.
Okay. That's okay. Did it spread? He's telling me maybe he thinks it spread. Did it spread?
Yes.
Cancer spread?
Yes.
It didn't go up to his brain, did it?
No, it didn't go to his brain or his legs.
Okay. So it just kind of spread like in the kind of upper chest area. Okay. Because metastatic is spreading, right? Is that what it means? I don't know much about cancer. I'm sure you're more cancer expert than I am, my friend. Was your dad cremated? He's telling me about being cremated, honey.
Yes, he was. I just brought him home.
You did? Oh my gosh. Were you talking to your dad on the way home from the car?
Yes, I was. Because we were holding him.
Because you were talking to him, weren't you? He says they were talking to me. Were you asking him to give you a sign?
Yes.
Let me ask you, in that moment, did you see kind of repetitive numbers? Say if you looked at your phone or the dashboard camera or something, or the camera in the car, did it have three numbers?
Yes, 333 222.
Yeah, because that's the sign. That's the sign that your dad gave you for that. You said, "Dad, give me a sign." Those are the angel numbers. Those are the triple numbers, or like 1111, or like 1111, or maybe 1010 or 1212. When you have those repetitive numbers, that's, oh my God, isn't this funny? They're talking about metastatic breast cancer on here. That's interesting. I feel like that was a commercial for your dad, because they were talking about metastatic cancer on here. That is interesting. That's shit that don't happen for a reason. As I'm doing this reading and that came through, I fast forward it, but they were talking about metastatic breast cancer, but it was a cancer commercial. That's a sign from your dad as well. That's crazy. I love that. So, were you hugging his ashes?
Wait, what did you just say? I'm sorry.
Were you hugging his ashes?
Yes, I was.
And crying at the same time? Because he's showing me like hugging his ashes, and he was sitting next to you you were in the back seat, weren't you, on the way home?
I was driving.
Oh, you were driving. Oh shit. Well, who was with you in the car?
My wife. She actually was holding him in the passenger seat.
Oh, he liked your wife. Did you know that he liked her?
Yes, he always told me.
He said, I like that girl. She was good for my daughter. Let me ask you a question. Your dad's kind of making me feel, when you first came out to your dad, was it a little bit hard for him to accept?
He, not really. He was like really, really like open. He was like, I would do anything for you type of.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Now, you felt this way your whole life, haven't you?
Yes.
I feel like as far back as you can remember, maybe when you were like 4 or 5.
Yes.
And because that's what I feel. I just feel like you could feel this as far back as you can remember. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can't help how you can't help who you love. You love who you love.
Yes.
And there's nothing you can do about that, It is what it is. Let me see what else I'm hearing for you, sweetheart. You still talk to your dad every day, don't you? Ask him how he is and how he's doing and stuff like that, don't you?
I walked into his room today and I said good morning.
Yeah. He says she talks to me like I'm still here because he is there, darling. He's with you in the room. He flickers your lights. Do you notice that?
Yes, by his bedroom, yes.
But he also makes noises. Do you kind of hear noises in your house that are like just even if it's like tapping noises or something? Have you heard that yet?
Yes, I thought it was the dishwasher.
No, sweetheart, it's your dad. He's like he's like tapping. He's like making like rumbling noises because he just wants to let you know that he's there and he's gonna stay with you. He's not going anywhere. Are you in your 30s by chance? I feel like you're in your 30s.
I just turned 30. Okay.
Because he told me 30. So yeah, that's amazing. I love that for you. Let me see what else I'm hearing for you, sweetheart. Even though your mom and dad weren't together, I feel like she struggled when she lost your dad. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, she did.
She was crying, wasn't she? She was really crying.
Yes.
Now I'm hearing about his service. So did you guys throw some kind of memorial service for him?
He didn't want anything. So we did something very small, and he wants to be put into the ocean in the spring.
I love that. Was he like an oceanographer or something?
He would always just sit at the beach, and he just loved.
It made him feel free. It made him feel free.
Yeah.
Do you have any relation to Florida? I just heard Florida.
Not really.
Okay, I don't know if is that someplace you're talking about going, or have you ever been to Florida?
Oh, I actually was just talking, like when he passed away, I was like, maybe I need to go on vacation and go to Florida or something.
Because you were just talking about that. I would have absolutely no way that you were talking about that, sweetheart, because that's what he told me. She's talking about going to Florida, and he said you should. He says, when you go, dump me in the ocean with the fish and the sharks and the whales, and I'll get good nutrients to the animals, he says. Now, but you're going to keep some of his ashes, aren't you? You're not going to dump them all, are you? But about a third of them or something?
Yeah, I'm going to keep some of them.
He said, she's not going to get rid of me that easy.
It's true. It's true.
Hold on, I'm having a pain in my shoulder blade. Give me a second. Oh, you're not hurting your shoulder blade, are you? Around your shoulder blade?
No.
You haven't? Okay, somebody's giving me back pain. Hold on, give me a second.
My dad had back pain. He had it in his spine.
Oh my God, dude. That's like, it's starting to come out. It's like, I have back pain anyways, but my back hasn't hurt for a little while. But it was like getting intense. I feel like this is from your dad because I feel like it's getting intense.
Yeah, he had it all in his spine and his pelvic area. And he was in a lot. Yeah.
So he had bone cancer too, then, didn't he?
Yes.
Because he's talking about his bone cancer. It spread to his bones, and he would be very sore from this. He'd wake up could he hardly walk because of this? I feel like he was in such pain.
Yeah, he couldn't walk.
But he said, was he in a wheelchair?
We had a wheelchair and a walker for him.
Okay. He said, you know what? I tried so hard to be strong, but it's hard when you have this disease. No, was your dad in his early to mid 60s? I just heard 64.
He's 61.
Okay. Because when I hear early to mid 60s, it's usually 60 to 65 in that area that I hear. I get the age right, not all the time, but I get it right. I think 50-50, I get the age right sometimes, and half the time I don't. So it's like a 50-50 thing. Let me see what else he's telling me, sweetheart. Whoever was in the military, do you know if they were in the army by chance?
Yes.
Did he fight in one of the wars?
Yes, my grandfather did, yes.
I'm trying to figure out which one, if he'll tell me. I don't feel like it was Vietnam. I feel like it was the war before that. I don't know if it was Vietnam or not. I'm not sure. I don't think he was old enough to fight in one of the World War II, like the World War II, but I
Yes,
can't. He was in World War II.
I think he was. It was either the Vietnam or World War II.
Do you know if he ever went to Germany? Was he ever stationed in Germany? He's talking. I'm hearing
Yes.
about Germany. What?
Yes.
Shut up.
Yes.
Really?
My dad. Yes, my dad told me that story. Yeah.
Oh, do you know if he was in Frankfurt by chance?
I'm not sure exactly where though.
Oh, okay. So yeah, the $5 question for PayPal, I'll do it after the reading, honey. If anybody wants a reading, you guys, you can pay when I'm doing this. It's just a question for her. It's just a question. um, yeah, I feel like he was in World War II for sure. I feel like it was World War II in Germany. He was stationed in Germany, but you're not sure where he was in Germany?
No, I'm not 100%.
I think it was Frankfurt because what I heard was Frankfurt.
I have a picture of his tombstone. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, take your time. Take your time, sweetheart. Take your time. Oh, She Cries Dust is just getting a question, you guys. But if she wants to pay $30 more, I would love to give her a reading. I think she needs a reading, be honest with you. She Cries Dust, if she wants a reading, I will give you a reading along with your question, sweetheart.
Yeah, World War II.
I thought so. I thought he was too old for Vietnam. I thought he was too old for Vietnam. I was here in World War II.
Yeah.
Interesting. I love that. I love that. What did you look on his obituary or what? Where'd you find that?
My dad had it on his phone in his photos because I went through my dad's pictures and.
Oh, good. So it's good. I'm glad that you know his password so you can get on there.
That's the day before he passed. He told me his password.
Oh my God. How lucky are you? You know what? I feel like he knew the time was closing in.
Yeah.
I feel like he knew. That's why I think he gave it to you. That's not a coincidence. He gave it to you before he passed, sweetheart, you know? Yeah. Gosh. He says, I love you, sweetheart. She says, you're such a strong person. You're such a strong woman. He said, you should be proud of accomplishments. You know, you're only 30 years old, but he says, you've lived a good life already. He says, you're going to have the best life. And he says, I'm going to be right alongside you in that life. He says, sweetheart, in that life, I'll be right alongside you. I'm always going to be here with you. I'm always going to be around you. And I'm always going to be around. That's what he says.
Thank you.
He says, I love you. He says, I'm very proud of you. I was always proud of you. He says, you were always such a good kid. He says, he says, I never had to. Now your brother's a different story. He's shit talking your brother. Oh my gosh. He says, now your brother's a different story. I don't know about that kid sometimes. That's what he says. Is that about your brother? Is that how he explains it, right?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. He loves your brother. He knows he was a handful more than you were, you know?
Yeah.
Is your brother married?
He is not.
Okay. Well, I heard married. How old is your brother? Is he like 27 or something?
He is 31. He's 11 months older than me.
Wow. 11 months older. Yeah, my girls were 17 months apart. I thought that was about 11 months older different. I feel within the next couple of years, he might find his person. That's kind of what I feel, you know? Is he out looking for a committed relationship? I feel like he is.
Yeah, he is.
I feel like he will find that person. He is into girls. I'm not sure if he's into girls or guys. Is he into women?
Yes, he is.
Listen, because sometimes families have gay kids. Like all the kids are gay or 2 or 3 of the kids are gay. So I wasn't sure. I wasn't really connected to him since I'm connected to you. But kids, I do see kids. Now, do you have any kids right now?
I just have 2 dogs.
Those are your babies, aren't you? Aren't they? Those are your children.
Yes.
I don't know if the kids are for you or him. Were you guys talking about starting a family soon or wanting to start a family? Because he's telling me that you guys were just talking about it not long ago about trying to start a family.
Yes, we were.
Yay, she's getting a reading. I knew she would. Yay, I'm so excited. Something told me you needed a reading. Yes, I'm so excited. Woo! You'll be next, darling. Thank you for telling me. I appreciate that. I love the reading. I love doing readings for you guys. If you can't tell, I get super excited. This is this is my calling. This is what I was meant to do. And this is what I get help myself by helping you guys, you know?
Yeah, and I really appreciate this.
Of course. Listen, you know what? Your dad is in a really good place, darling. He says, sweetheart, I want you to know, he says, I'm at peace. I want to tell you something. I think your dad was resigned to the fact that he wasn't going to live much longer. I think that's why he gave you his password for his phone. He felt he was going to be gone in the next few days. I mean, I'm just telling you how your dad's making me feel. That's how he's making me feel. I just feel like he just knew like soon he would not be here. So I feel like it's not a coincidence that you got it the day before he died. There's no way. I don't believe in those kind of coincidences, you know?
Yeah.
So I do think that, yeah. He says, sweetheart, I really am okay. He says, I resigned to myself that I was going to die. He says, I had a good life. I had the best kids in the world. Your mom and I shared a lot of love back in the day. And, you know, what more can you ask for? Do you have anybody in your family? Was it like a cop or a fireman or some kind of blue collar worker?
I actually am going for corrections now.
Shut up.
Yeah.
That's almost like a cop because he was telling me about it being a cop. So that's almost like a cop. Almost.
Yeah. Yes, they asked me if I wanted to be a cop.
Who did? The corrections people?
Yes, they asked me if I wanted to be on patrol.
He said that's going to make you so tough. That's going to make you such a tough person, but that's okay. You need to be tough around those idiots. He said idiots. I'm sorry. That's him, not me. That's him. That's him. Oh my gosh, that's him. Let's see. I got it. There's some people who are asking to come on, so I got to get these people off of here. Hold on a second. Okay, very good. It bothers me when I see a little, like, it's lit up here for the multi-guests. It bothers me. I have to take them off because I think I'm a little bit OCD. I get very distracted sometimes when I do this shit. Most people know it. You'll know as you watch me more and more, Tori, you'll find out that get very distracted because I really do. I think it goes along with what I am. I'm very anxious and very nervous, but that's because I'm hearing from people who are no longer here. So it's kind of nerve-wracking a little bit, but I wouldn't change it any other way, to be honest with you. I just wouldn't. Okay, let me see what else I'm hearing for you, sweetheart. Let me ask you a question. Do you know if your grandfather, Dansman, hello, do you know if your grandfather might have got injured when he was in the war? Is that something he ever told you?
I never know.
You never knew. Okay, I just heard injured. I just wonder, and then it flashed to your grandfather for a second. I just wonder if he got injured at all. I'm not sure, and you probably won't be able to find out, will you?
I can ask his brother.
Because I'm hearing about injured, and then when I heard injured, it like told me grandfather, so I'm assuming that he was injured. Wait, do you... I just wonder if he was like limping. I feel like for some reason his leg was hurt. I don't know why. I feel like he got hurt.
Could this be in regards to my dad? Because my dad's knee before he passed.
Yes.
Was hurting him.
Yes, I think that could be too. Because was this his right leg possibly?
Yes, it was.
Because he's talking. So this is probably your dad. Listen, what I hear sometimes it's like I'll hear a word. I hear just like bits and pieces. They come from all over the place. It's hard to explain what it is for a psychic medium because you have to distinguish what they mean. I hear one word. Okay, so I'm going over in my mind, how am I processing this? What are my processes, So I'm like, okay, I think it means this, or I think it means that, or I definitely know it means that,
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else for you, sweetheart. Give me 1 second, sorry. Your dad wants you to know, he says, sweetheart, I have so much peace right now that I want you to know. He says, I know we only had 30 years together, but he said, think of all the things we did in those 30 years. Think of all the things, the joys that we faced, the sorrows that we faced, all the times we spent together. Let me ask you something. Would you guys go camping when you were younger? I'm hearing about camping. Was that something you would do with your father?
I did go camp. We went camping once.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I still got it. He's talking about camping. Let's see what else I'm hearing about you, sweetheart. Let me see. Hold on. Let me get straight. Give me just a second, sweetheart. Give me a second. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Whew. I have to straighten up my back for a minute. Hold on. I'm trying to decompress my back. Hold on. Okay. Let me see. He wants to send your mom a message. Will you send her a message for him, please?
Yeah. Yes.
He says, please tell your mom. Well, first of all, let me ask you a question. Before I say that message, I'm hearing about an M names. Would your mom possibly have an M name, or do you have any M names around you?
Yes, my stepdad passed away, Mark.
Oh, interesting. The plot gets thicker. No, I'm just kidding. The plot gets thicker. Mark, interesting. Oh, were you close with him?
Yes.
Interesting. Would he have had heart problems by chance? Do you know?
He had a pulmonary embolism.
Okay. It was fast. He says I died fast.
Yes, he did.
I'll get back to the message, okay? Because Mark wants to talk to you right now. I'll get back to the message. Was he also cremated? Do you know?
He was buried.
Buried. Okay. I was just asking. Sometimes I hear cremated and buried. I never know who's cremated or buried, sweetheart. Let me see, sweetie. Put my hair up. It bothers me in my face all the time. Give me a second. I'm sorry. People say I look good with my hair half up and half down. That's what I'm going to do right now. Hold on. Give me a second. The only problem with growing my hair long is because I don't like it in my face. That's the only problem about it. But it's okay if I just have it half up and half down like that. So there we go. What do you think? Okay. Thanks. I'm the least person stuck on myself, but I still like to try to look presentable when I come on here. One thing you learn about me is I wear the same shirts over and over again. I only have 4 or 5 shirts. I don't spend money on myself. So you see my same shirts over and over again because that's just how it is for me. Because I'm on here for 10, 12 hours a day. So thanks, Trey. Okay, so let's go back to Mark. Has it been a little bit since Mark passed away? Because what I heard was was it within the last 2 years, or like maybe 2 months ago that he passed away?
5 years.
5 years. Okay. The 2 could also mean something else. So he's been gone for a while.
Yeah.
Wow. Your dad just said to tell your mom I'm sorry about Mark. He liked Mark. Did he even know Mark, your dad?
Yes, he did. They had a love-hate relationship.
He says I really liked him. He says I struggled to accept him, honestly, because not that he was a bad man or anything, but I struggled to accept him because he was a father to my children, and it was hard for me to accept that I couldn't be the father that they might have needed at the time. It's not like he hated him or anything, but honestly, I'll tell you, Mark greeted your dad on the other side. He wanted somebody familiar to greet your dad, so Mark just told me, he says, I greeted your dad on the other side. He says, that was my gift to you because of how much I love you.
Oh my God. That's amazing to hear.
I'm trying hard not to cry because these readings get beautiful, and it's very hard for me not to cry in these readings. I'll tell you that much right now. Oh, honey, it's not easy. Believe me. If somebody told me how hard it being a psychic medium was going to be, I don't know, my friend. I don't know, but I'm so glad I do it. This just means so much to me, and I'm just very thankful that you guys let me do this for you, to be honest with you. Okay, let me see about what else Mark is saying. Now, is your mom's not remarried again, is she?
No, she's not.
Because he told me he was making me feel like she wasn't. I feel like losing Mark was very hard on your mom, wasn't it?
Yes, very hard.
Did he die? He died quickly, did he not? He died very quickly?
Yes.
Because I feel like he just died fast and sudden like this and didn't know what was going on.
Yes, exactly like that.
Do you know if they found out that the embolism went to his heart or not?
Yes, it did.
Okay, because I'm feeling it's really weird. I feel like traveling through the pulmonary arteries into his heart. It's very strange for me. This is the new thing that I think I'm doing. I can kind of sense where it's going into the heart. If that it's very strange for me, believe me, it's something new that I honestly feel like I'm becoming a physical medium more than an actual psychic medium, because I'm feeling a lot of pains from the other side, and I feel like they're making me feel this, not on purpose, because after the readings are over, but I just feel I'm starting to feel the ways that people feel. My chest is starting to hurt now, but it's not a bad pain. It's just like a tightness a little bit, but it's not because of me. It's because of the other side. But I can kind of sense like the pulmonary embolism traveling to his heart. And it just ruptured and he just died on the spot. Do you know if he collapsed? Do you know if he collapsed because of this? He just collapsed over?
Yes, he did. So he was going to the bathroom and he was trying to go. I think he was trying to go back to his phone and he was found laying on the floor like he was just sleeping.
Yeah, he told me he just collapsed over. He says, I just collapsed over. He said, I just collapsed over. He says, did your mom found him, didn't she? Did she not?
Yes, she did.
Do you know if this was in the middle of the night when he passed?
No, it was in the morning.
In the morning. Okay. I was feeling early morning, but sometimes to me, early morning is like 2 or 3, and that's the middle of the night. So, do you know if do you know if it's around 5 or 5 or 6?
No, it was later than that.
It was later than that. Okay.
Yeah, probably around like 10, 11 o'clock.
No worries. I can't be right about everything. I try. Believe me, I try. This reading's already been so spot on. You know, I feel like they've told me so many good things, and I love that. I love that they tell me. I always can tell when I connect good with people because I feel a good energy with you. And I'm going to tell you, sometimes there's a couple times when somebody comes on and I feel like there's this big block. And when there's this big block, I don't connect. And I'm like, I'm not hearing, and it's not my fault. It's just they have this wall up, or they have this wall of energy that's like I'm blocked off from them and I just can't connect, and it's not my fault. It just sometimes it happens, and when that happens, I refund the money. I think I'm the only psychic medium that actually refunds on here. It's what everybody tells me. I don't know. But if I don't connect, I'm not going to keep anybody's money, to be honest with you. It's not fair.
Of course.
Mark wants me to tell you to say thank you for accepting him into the family. Because now, were you like a teenager when you first met him? I feel like you were like an older teenager when you met Mark.
I was actually in elementary school when I met him.
Oh, okay. Okay. So your mom, they were together for a while, Mark and your mom then, weren't they? Kind of.
Yes, they were.
Was it close to like 15 to 20 years that they were together?
Yes.
I just heard 18. Do you know how long they were together? I just heard, how much?
I think it was 18 years.
Okay, I just heard 18.
Yeah.
So, my back. Damn it, stop it. I'm having a pain right in the middle of my back. I hate this shit, man. I gotta try to release it when I'm done.
It's definitely my dad.
Damn it. It didn't really start as bad until I got on this reading, and it's like, damn, I have back pain as it is, but when I get people in here that already have back pain, it complicates me. If that makes sense. Mark said, please tell your mom how much I loved her and how much I treasured your mom, and tell her how much I totally miss your mother. She said she was my soulmate. She was my everything. And I just wish we would have still been together. If he hadn't died, I'd see them living a very long life together. Like, I feel like when they first met, there was like this instant connection.
Yes.
And did they meet on some kind of blind date or something? Do you know how they met?
They met at my elementary school. He was the custodian.
Oh, so it was like a blind date, to be honest with you. I feel like there was like a blind connection when they first met. Your mom thought he was very attractive. I mean, I'm just telling you, I feel like she was don't matter who was custodian, it was a damn job. Don't matter what kind of job somebody has, as long as they're working at McDonald's, as long as my partner has a job, I don't give a shit where they work. As long as they work, that's all I care about. When my next partner, I don't know who it'll be. My husband will bring somebody to me, to be honest with you. I don't know if I told you. I told you that I lost my husband. I can't remember. I just forget sometimes. I miss him a lot. Mind you, I miss him a lot. So I know exactly how your mom feels. Believe me. We are in the same boat, kiddo. Believe me. You're young enough. I'm 25 years older than you, so you're young enough for me to call you kiddo. Sorry. He says, just please tell your mom how much I treasure and how much I miss our time together, because your mom is a special person and I miss her tremendously. I miss her a lot. But please just tell her that I'm okay and I'm at peace now on the other side. He says, I didn't want to die. I didn't want to die on the floor. I didn't want your mom to find me, but unfortunately that's what happened. But I feel like your mom's in a better place than she was even just like 3 years ago. I feel like it's been 5 years. I feel like she's in a better place and she's gotten stronger because of this. But she said, just please tell your mom that how much I love her and how much I truly, truly miss her. Listen, don't tell her anything about this reading. I want her to watch this reading from beginning to end, but don't tell her it was for you. Just tell her, this is what I want you to do. Just tell her you found a reading that on my YT that you would really want your mom to. Don't tell her it's for you. She'll find out once she gets on here, but just don't tell her it's from you. I want her to be surprised, and I know she's going to cry. I can see her crying and everything. So when she watches this reading, just make sure you just tell her, Mom, you've got to come watch this. I was very touched by, or something, okay?
Okay, I definitely will.
Just, I want her to watch it, and I will, on my break, I will be posting this on my YT, sweetheart, okay, so she can see it. It'll be the latest video. It'll be like at the top, one of my top videos that'll be posted. I'll put something in there, like a lost father or something. Like, I always put something in people, but people always find their videos anyways because they see their face, so, it is what it is.
Okay.
And so Mark says, just tell your mom I love her. And then I really am okay. I'm at peace. He says, tell your mom I'm at peace. And your dad also says this. He says, listen, tell your mom I'm very sorry about losing Mark. I've never got a chance. Is this the first time you've talked to your dad? Yeah, because he just died, right? He says, because I forgot he just died last week. I'm so sorry. I forget by the time I do these readings. I totally forget when they pass. But he's like, just please tell your mom how sorry I am that she lost Mark. I know that he probably told her when he was alive, but he's like, he just wants to reiterate that to her. That he really is very sorry for her loss. And he says, tell your mom also, well, she'll read this anyway, so he's gonna let me send her a message. He says, I've always cared about you. I've always loved you. He says, I know that we had our differences and I'm sorry about that, but he says, you're the mother of my children. He says, you always held a special place in my heart. And I know we had this on again, off again thing, but the one thing I never stopped doing was caring about you and loving you as a human being and as a person and the mother of my children. And he says, you gave me two of the best gifts in the world that you could have ever given me. That's you guys. So, I feel like he really holds your mom in a high regard, because you guys, they did share a life together for a while, and you guys were the product of that. They loved each other for a time being, and you guys were the results,
Yeah.
What is your mom's name?
Audra.
Okay, Audra. Okay, well, I hope your mom, Audra, I really hope she enjoys this reading, and I really, 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 really hope you got the closure that you needed, my friend, about your father.
Thank you so much.
Honey, this was a fucking amazing reading. I'll just be honest with you. This was a great reading. I love this reading. It was beautiful, don't you think?
Yes, I do, and I appreciate you so much because I haven't been doing good.
Well, you know what? He wants you to be okay, and he knows that you'll be okay. He said, sweetheart, you're strong. You got this. He says, just dig down. You got to be a tough person now. You're going to be a correctional officer. You got to be tough. And dig in and find that strength. He says, listen, I'm here. I flicker the lights. I do all this other stuff. You know that I'm here. And Mark is with you too, darling. So Mark also sends you the signs and the flickering of the light. So both of these guys are with you. They're going to help you be stronger, okay? Just think of that. They're both with you in your heart and here and around you too, sweetheart, okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let me stop this really quick.